Well, hey everyone, Branden Bodendorfer, and I am back with another video. Today, guys, we're going to talk about the ReMarkable 2 and planning in 2022. For those of you that have first started to use the ReMarkable Planner, this is going to be something and we're going to teach you a little bit of information, show you some of the features in the planning system. For those that have been longtime followers and love digital planning, this is going to be a little update on what's cool and new in 2022. Some big things that I want to chat with you guys about today is the fact that we not only have the ability to do landscape mode, but now we also have portrait mode. And depending on when you're watching this video, ReMarkable is doing an incredible job with enhancing its user base, enhancing its devices by introducing tons of new features. So we hope what we're showing you today is going to be only something that we can grow and embark on further with each and every one of you as we explore digital planning and note-taking with the ReMarkable 2 in 2022. So stay with me. All right, so let's back up a few steps here. In spring of 2021, ReMarkable dropped an incredible update that allowed us to use hyperlinks in PDF files. This took this device, in my opinion, to an entirely new level. For the first time with the ReMarkable 2 and the ReMarkable 1, we are able to use hyperlinks to navigate across PDFs. Now, when we first learned about this, we were excited and we introduced to you guys a planning system that we call the Key2Success planning system, and we brought it to the ReMarkable family. Now, throughout this last year, we've had a lot of opportunities to look at the ReMarkable 2, look at the ecosystem, and think about each and every one of you and how we might adapt this system. So in addition to bringing you guys the ability to have landscape and portrait mode in your digital planning, I want to talk a little bit about the actual device itself. So many of you guys ask me, when it comes to ReMarkable, do I like this device? Do I prefer this device? And do I love using it for digital planning? Well, I will be completely honest with you. When I first was introduced to ReMarkable, I thought it was an incredible device. I thought the feeling of being able to take notes really represented what I was looking for in digital planning and note-taking. And then as I got to use it, I was frustrated because I lost all the comforts of being able to have my email, web browser, being able to look at my photos, jump on social media, all right at my fingertips. And then it really hit me. This device is there to help you guys focus. It's there to be a distraction-free device. So if you understand that and you can relate to the abilities that you have in front of you when you're using this device to really just kind of escape the rest of the world and really dive into your planning, this is an incredible device. So guys, let's jump into 22 and show you some of the cool things that we're introducing. So one of the things that right off the bat that I have to show you is this new landing page. Now, so many of you guys, as you guys have been using this planner throughout the year, you asked me a lot of questions about how do you get from one section to the next section. What we did here is we gave you guys the ability to access our key components in the planner. If it be the professional builder, the vision board, annual keys, access all your quarters, each individual weekly planning session amongst the quarters, and then hot links to jump to your monthly planning, your budget planning, your expense tracker, your habit planning. But even more so, one of the things that I was personally frustrated with in the 2021 planner is being able to access my notes, my projects, my meetings, and my goals. And what we did here, guys, is we added the ability for you guys to easily jump to your single notes that you have in front of you and be able to indicate what those notes were. So as you can see here on my goal page, I have my biggest goal. Well, if I go ahead and I click on that, it takes me right to the page in my biggest goal. And I can jump back right here where it says key. I can go ahead and jump back right to my key planning page. And then from here, I can navigate to any of my months. So I can jump to July. And maybe if I want to jump to a month a little faster, I can do so by clicking January here. And on the month at the view page, we still have the ability, if you click on an individual date, it'll get you to that date in general. So you can quickly navigate to your daily page there. And across the top of each one of these navigation pages, you guys now also still have the ability to jump to a particular page in the planning session that you might have. Now, one thing that we got back from some of you guys when we were looking at developing a 2022 planner is some of you guys wanted to be able to see the planning system in a portrait mode for a number of reasons. One, you wanted to be able to use the entire real estate of the planner itself. So if you want to be able to jump in and see the planning system for what it is and be able to use the full note page, just have a little bit more screen space in front of you. Maybe you're someone that writes bigger notes. We took that in consideration. The other thing we took in consideration for those that want to use the screen space is being able to have bigger buttons so that you can navigate easily throughout the planning system. So we took all that into account, and one of the things that we did is now we have the opportunity for you guys to be able to see the planning system in portrait mode. And if you tap on the top of the key page, it takes you to the left side of that page. You tap onto the bottom, it takes you to the right side of that planning page. But I want to show you guys some of these pages and show you some of the power behind using the ReMarkable. So the professional builder page. This is something that's going to be available in your business series. So if you guys are interested in the business series, that is something you're going to want to see. Now, when we went through and we developed these pages, we kept in mind that there is different levels of people at different points in their career. You may be someone that is first starting to grow professionally. Maybe you're someone that is full board into your business. Maybe you're an executive or you're running a team, or maybe you're retired and just kind of want to be able to manage your day-to-day tasks. So we developed 4 different planners that fit you: the personal, personal pro, business, and business executive. The business executive includes a 30-minute session with me so that we can dive into this planning system and help you guys get off on the right start. So I want to show you guys some of these new pages and what we did with these pages and why I think they're going to be so useful to you. And then I'm going to show you a few things in the planning system that will help you navigate across the ReMarkable. So as I take you guys through this planning system, I'm going to show you some of the key pages and how you can utilize them. I'm also going to show you some tips and tricks inside the ReMarkable. If you guys want to deep dive into these pages, make sure to check out our training page. Also, there is a free trial of this planner. If you guys are interested, go ahead and click on the link in the description and type in YouTube 2022 in the coupon code as you check out, and it'll get you a free download to this system. You guys can try it out for a week and see if it's something you're going to be able to use, and if so, then you can go ahead and upgrade to one of our different versions that are available. So again, this is the key page, and when you load the ReMarkable in landscape mode, this is kind of what you see. We're going to show you also some portrait mode features here that you can see how that planning system looks as well. But the first thing I want to recognize in the ReMarkable is here you have your pen tool, and when you're in your pen tool, you have the ability to select different pen tips, if it be a ballpoint, fine liner, marker, pencil, highlighter, paintbrush, calligraphy pen, mechanical pencil. You have the ability to do that. You can also go ahead and change the thickness and choose either black, gray, or white. From here you have the ability to do erase section, erase all, and then from here you have the ability to use your selection tool to copy, paste, and scale. Down here, this is something I want you guys to see, adjust view. When you're using the planning system, maybe you want to resize or scale back the PDF a little bit so you have a little more margin to work with. You can do so by clicking on adjust scale. You can also change and set to portrait mode, and then from PDF setting, you can actually change the name of the planner itself. So maybe you want to change the name of this planner, you can do so simply by coming in here. When it comes to the planning system, one of the other big tips is when you see this toolbar, you have the ability to click on this X up here, and that will exit the document. You can also click right up here, and that will actually minimize that screen and give you more space to work with. Now, if you leave this space open, if you were to go ahead and adjust view, you'd be able to scale this sheet in a little bit so you have more room to write and keep this toolbar active. Now, back to here, I want you to show you when you have the pencil, you cannot click on any of the hyperlinks. That's something a lot of us have been confused about because it's unlike other devices that we use. But with a tap of a finger, you can easily jump in different sections of the notebook by just tapping on your finger, and that'll get you to the page that you're looking for. So this key landing page, as you can see here, we talked a little bit about this, is you can go ahead and indicate, my notes. You click on my notes, it's going to take you to that note page, so that way you can write notes about what your notes are going to be. So real quick, my notes, and I can write that right here. I can jump back to the key planning page, and I can make a title, my notes here, and I can easily jump back to my notes page in my planner. So that's a huge feature. That's going to allow a lot of you guys to really kind of move that through that system a lot faster than what you guys had previously did. So I'm personally excited about that. That's something I know that I'm going to be using on a more regular basis as I use this planner. So for the first page I want to show you is this professional builder page. Now this page has really been designed to help you outline the next 3 years, determine what it is that you want to focus on, what your vision is, and then outline not only the challenges that you face, but the values that you have as an individual. What are some of the key measurables you're going to have, and then establish routine and responsibility so you can achieve those goals. And more importantly, help you understand as you achieve success and you further your career, you further your organization or business, or just move forward in general, how you are going to have to adapt to those changes and impacts to your business. So this is a great page. It's one that I know a lot of entrepreneurs and professionals are going to use a lot, and they're going to go back and update it. The next one is your vision board. This page is really designed for you to get a glimpse of what is on your plate for this year, what you have in mind for the coming year, and really then be able to indicate where in the year you want to create some milestones on those activities. You can do so right in the vision board. The next thing is your annual keys. There's 4 key areas of our planner. If it be career, self, relationships, or community growth, this is a segment of the planner where you start to indicate some of those key development areas and the goals and action steps that you have in place for yourself. When we look at annual planning and we look at being able to move the ball forward, I tell everyone that I work with, really planning should be something that you do in segments. You should be looking the next 12 weeks out and say, what can I do in the next 12 weeks to make an impact on my vision and move myself, my organization forward? So for that reason, we created what we call the quarterly review. The quarterly review is something that really helps you get a firm grasp on a timeline to help understand what items you want to achieve, what some of the objectives you guys are going to overcome, and what is the plan for doing so. And then be able to help indicate who not only is going to help you do that, but who you need to connect with to move that forward. In this page also, you have the ability to reflect. You have the ability to outline your accomplishments, understand what business is unfinished as you move into the next quarter, and really break down some of the closed doors. Now this page spread, this quarterly activity of filling this out, is something that we really do a deep dive in, and you guys are going to check out our training because there's a 28-minute video that really helps you understand how you can maximize the use of this page. In addition to that, when it came to COVID, a lot of you guys really came to me and said, Branden, I'm having a hard time with adjusting. And now, as a lot of you are coming out of COVID and having to balance maybe some remote work, some work at the office, some schools are still kind of doing this back and forth thing, we're all at different spaces. And that is so key because there's seasons to our business and there's seasons in our lives. And the ideal week is something that helps you really understand that. I've always told people, if you want to get the most out of a good habit, you find a routine in which you can build within. And the ideal week is not only going to help you understand what your ideal week should look like, but help you determine what your priorities are, what routines you're going to have in the morning and evening, and how you're going to prepare and unwind for the day. In addition to that, it's also going to help you then map out your week and get an assessment so you know, where do I have time so I can plug in some of these opportunities that are in front of me. Backing up to that key page, I talked to you guys about weekly planning. Weekly planning is so important to me, and as I jump into weekly planning, we really did a new outline and layout with this weekly planning page. Not only does it incorporate some of the key features about your accomplishments, your self-assessments, where your opportunities and what your overall plans are for the week. But we also introduced a space where we're going to help you guys understand what's critical for you to get done this week. What things can you help delegate and help or allow others to help you achieve, as well as a place where you want to put your emphasis in things really that just don't fit on this week's schedule or maybe become a priority next week. We have that developed that space for you guys to look at as well. Now, the part that gets really exciting is some of the new features that we added in the Personal Pro Planner, like the budget planning. Now, if you're someone that likes to have a good handle on your budget, this page is really going to help you out. Not only does it do traditional things where it helps you understand your income versus your expense and what categories you have large expenses or upcoming expenses by each month, but it really helps you understand what some of your goals are. So we talk about setting a budget, but we talk about goals, financial goals, and a vision for yourself in it. And there's one of those budget pages for each and every month. And you can easily use that copy and paste tool to set a budget in January and then copy that over throughout the year and then make additions to either your income or subtractions to some of your expenses. Hopefully it goes that way, right? And now the last thing I want to show you is the habit tracker. This habit tracker is something I personally struggle with. And you guys are going to hear me say this over and over as we move into 2022. Habits are hard to achieve. It's hard to develop good habits and it's hard to overcome bad habits. Well, what I wanted to do and what I've taught all of you is if you want to be effective with habits, you got to have a routine. But I also understand it's important to understand if you're being able to accomplish those habits each and every week. So when we went ahead and we developed the habit tracker, I wanted to be more than just a checkbox or a grid of I did it or didn't do it. I wanted to help you understand why you achieved it or why you didn't. So focus on developing habits, habits to break, the goals that you want to achieve, what routines you're going to build those in, some notes for you to design, and then over here, list the habits. Be able to mark off each and every day that you achieve them, and then give yourself a little bit of progress updating by telling yourself and those that you might have around you to help you coach you through this. What are some of the challenges you face? Sometimes I really want to work on fitness and my family schedule and kids getting sick and just interruptions sometimes get in the way of that. And if I understand that challenge, it'll help me understand how I can achieve that habit that I want to develop. All right, so as we get into monthly planning, we're going to jump into January. Again, we have the add a view page, and we can go ahead and we can jump into the individual monthly page. And you can see here, guys, that we have some of the same things that we had in the previous year. We did expand by adding a planning board. This is a way that you can kind of jump in ahead. Maybe you got a date coming up and you want to put something on that date, but you didn't really find a space for it yet. You can put that there. Key focus is always a big part of our day. In our daily 3, we coach this throughout our entire system and why that's so important. But then you also have your daily to-dos, your scheduling blocks. We expanded these. They go from 5 a.m. all the way until 10 p.m., giving you guys more space to write out your days. We added a note section, still keeping the meal plan, health and fitness a part of it. But now we have a space for you to write your opportunities and your plans for tomorrow. So this daily page is going to be something that's going to be very critical for a lot of individuals out there. So goals, touched on this a little bit, pretty straightforward. Our goal page is what it is. It's a space where you can not only help write a summary for your goals, understand why you want to achieve this goals, brainstorm a plan to accomplish them, and then write out those action steps to help you find success with that goal. For those that are in project planning, this project planning page is going to be something where it's kind of going to be your headquarters. HQ for project planning is a good way that I refer to it. Space for you to outline the project, keep track of the tasks that are on plate, things that you're responsible for, things that maybe some people in your team are responsible for, and being able to take notes on that project as you move forward. And then the other space is meetings. We all have meetings. A lot of them have become online, but there's still face-to-face meetings. And the face-to-face meeting page, or if you be online, the meetings page allows you to take great notes on what your plan is for that meeting, with covering our agenda, who was there, a space to take some notes as you work to develop out those agenda and some of those critical things you want to discuss. But then also that space is still there for you to recap your meeting so you can help fine tune and make the most out of every single meeting. Now, I promised you guys that I would make a point to show you a little bit more about the planner when it comes to portrait planning. So we'll jump in and we'll take a look now at how the portrait planner is going to look in this segment. So first thing we did with some portrait planning is we made, as you can see, we can go ahead and we can click on the top of the key page and it'll bring us to our left side. Click on the bottom, it'll bring us to our right side. We can also go ahead and use our finger and slide from one page to the next by simply swiping. So everything is still hyperlinked the same. So you can see here I have my professional planner. All those things are here. If I want to jump into my goals, I can click on goals. It'll take me to a goal planning page where I'm able to write out my goals. This portrait mode, as you can see, has a lot more real estate space on that page. So if you write big notes or want to be more in a portrait mode style, you can easily do that. But the other part that's also really cool is when we get into daily planning with this page, I can jump into daily planning. I'm going to show you what January 3rd looks like. I'm excited for January 3rd. It's the first business day of the year for me. I always get excited when I jump into this day because it's the day I feel like I really can gain traction on the year. So you can see this is the same page that we saw in the landscape, but again, we got a little more space so we can write out notes or tasks right here for us to see. And we still have access to that navigation bar, or we can go ahead and swipe and see the other side of that note page as we move through the planning year. So you can see I can swipe over and keep moving through my planning system, or also at the top of each one of these pages, if I want to jump back to the 3rd, I just click on the 3rd, it'll take me back to Monday. So that is digital planning and note taking with the ReMarkable 2. This will also work on the ReMarkable 1, as I mentioned. Guys, this planning system over the last 3 years has really become a foundation for a lot of individuals that are really they're thriving in what they're doing, using this system to take their vision, develop out their goals, and to meet some of those successes along the way each and every day by determining what matters most to them and what their daily key 3 are. As you consider daily planning and digital planning, one of the big things I want to touch on before I go is a digital planner and electronic calendar. There's a huge difference, and so many of you guys ask me from time to time, will this planner sync with my iCal, my Google Calendar, my Outlook calendar? And the simple answer to that is no. But there's something about paper planning. The fact that you're handwriting an agenda, handwriting out your notes, your eye-hand coordination, your brain are all connected to really put a plan together. One thing that I've learned through the years is the electronic calendar gives you a notification on where you need to be. A digital or paper planner helps you plan out your events and activities so you maximize your return on time. I find through paper planning, digital planning, handwriting and typing out my notes, and owning the planner, I get better results than relying on an electronic device to notify me where I need to be and when I need to be there. There is a world for using both, and there's opportunities for you guys to learn about that. So go ahead, check out our training page and learn about that as well. So if you took anything from this video, a tip or two on how to use ReMarkable, or you've learned something about paper or digital planning, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button, like the video so that others may be invited and learn about it. If you got questions, jump in the comments, hit them up. We'll reply, we'll answer for you, or the community to help engage in some of the questions you may have. I'm Branden Bodendorfer, creator and founder of the Key2Success Planning System. And guys, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Yeah, the battery went that quick. That's gonna suck. Battery exhausted. So, a little insight for you guys here. When you guys are gonna start doing a shoot and you feel like you're right on the ball, plug in a battery or two. Have them with you at all costs because you're going to need them. Thankfully, we got this battery right here and it is good to go. So back on saddle, throw this guy in here. And that's how we bring it back.